What a massacre.
A spillage all over the floor. Of sadness rolls off the spirit, sadness mixed with betrayal. The Magister was stabbed in the back by one they'd known as a friend. The spirit laughs, a terrible, cynical guffaw that says that the world is an evil place where no one is safe. But inside the laughter, there's shame. The Magister knows that he sinned and suspects that his death was He laughs all the louder, trying to drown, and then stops as he's cleansed of his sins.
Welcome to Arx.
Not.
Welcome to Arx. You've picked a fine day for it. On Lucian's day, you'd better believe it. City's a bit of a mess, it's fair to say, but the worst has passed. We'll have the place cleaned up in no time. Between the Voidwoken and the arrest of the Magisters, we've seen more than a few casualties, but the city will mourn our dead and rebuild. Arx persists.
She looks at you derisively and spits on the ground, close enough to your boot to make her point.
If she is, Lord Kem will want to know. Kem commands the city now. Seems the Magisters have been dicing with dark magic. You'd have them to thank if there were any left. Many fled. Those who didn't died or ended up in a cell. Stay safe. Welcome to Arx.
Not.
Welcome to Arx, stranger. Our apologies for the mess. We'll have it cleaned up directly. Try to be careful where you tread. With the Magisters gone, this will be the end of the Voidwoken attacks, I hope. When a sorcerer uses Source, the Voidwoken come, so they say. But the Magisters have been dealing in darker magic. The Voidwoken came, bigger and more deadly. But the Magisters... Take care, friend. Welcome to Arx, stranger. Our apologies for the mess. We'll have it clean. Take care, friend.
This would never have happened under Lucian, at least not to us.
The Paladin wistfully hums a tune. You recognize the air. Smoke gets in your hair.
Entrusted to one person, I don't think it's a force for good. The gods themselves were corrupt, and even Lucian could fare no better than them. Not to mention his son, Alexander. who the world's better off without. Even if you thought him worth sparing. Driven by fear, he took his father's power and used it to turn innocence, and now here we are, like moths to a flame, not understanding that the fire will... You know, when our journey started, I was a man without a purpose. I lost it in the death fight. Now, after I say we end Divinity, I say we extinguish the flame and forget about a new divine ascending. No one person should have that power. Rivellon has suffered enough. Let's share the power with everyone. And then, let's all fight the void together. If the divine can take power, the divine must also be able to give power. I don't know quite how just yet. But then, so what'll it be? Are you with me?
If Anne nods once and throws you...
Well then, let's go make...
I blame Alexander for this. I heard old Alex died.
The squirrel lays his...
The bastard burn well, I'll say that for him.
This would never have happened under Lucian, at least not to us. I heard old Alex died trying to summon a void walker.
Days out in this city.
I blame Alexander for this.
Littered with corpses. Never thought I'd see the day.
This would never have happened under Lucian, at least not to us.
A young man works at a canvas, mounted on an easel. Smears of what must be red paint are evident on his hands and clothing. He's oblivious. In a day,
I didn't just see it, I witnessed it. Now I must preserve it upon canvas for the generations to come.
He nods, a faraway expression on his face.
The great schism of the Divine Order and the ruination of Arx. This will be my masterpiece. I usually only display completed works, but, well, this painting's raw power is already plain to see. Here, feast your eyes.
He gestures to the canvas. It's completely covered in the same shade of red, layer after layer. It's sodden, dripping onto the cobbles.
Littered with corpses. Never thought I'd see the day.
You're a dying breed around here, my friend. Nobody has time for art these days. Red is the only shade that matters. Life and death, true passion from within the...
He tugs back the sleeve of his tunic to reveal a blood-soaked cloth bandage around his wrist.
It was my father's technique. He was the finest painter of his generation, and he used his own blood for his masterwork. The final panel of The Sacrifice of... He was also quite the sorcerer. Magic-infused blood can be used to produce the most vivid effects, if you're skilled enough. For the most part, a copy can be seen at the Great Cathedral here in Arx. I visit frequently, but the original panel, the one that my father used his blood to depict Lucian's final sacrifice, was given to Lord Kem a long time ago. He keeps it locked away somewhere in that mansion of his. A masterpiece like that should be on public display for all to see. Self-preservation is a petty concern. I must put the spiritual above the corporeal. I must finish.
Never thought I'd see the day.
Poor creatures are better off dead.
A young man works at a canvas, mounted on an easel. Smears of what must be red paint are evident on his hands and clothing. He's oblivious, in a daze as he paints.
Ugh, that smell. The bastard burned well, I'll say that.
Streets littered with corpses. Never thought I'd see the day.
The bastard burned well, I'll say that. I had
Streets littered with corpses. Never thought I'd see the day.
The bastard burned well, I'll say that.
Poor creatures are better off dead. Out of my way. Keep your distance, lizard. Your kind tend to attract missiles or rotten fruit, and I'm not looking to get my good outfit stained. Out of my way. On your way, Ulf.
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Sundries, oddments, and general miscellany available across the square.
Better days out in this city.
I don't trust those paladins an inch. They don't give a...
Where the smells? I miss the smells.
The spirit burns with rage at the carnage wrought on Arks. Rage for the Void
would never
Woken,
have happened
rage
to
for the
Lucian, at
Magisters,
least not to us.
and rage too for himself and his fellow paladins for failing to see the danger until it was too late. The spirit of an older man observes the nearby painter. He tut-tuts to himself.
That poor boy is wasting his time walking upon well-trodden paths. I thought I raised him better than that. Did you tell him what you thought of his little picture? Unfortunate, isn't it? He isn't without talent, but he never overcame the fact that he was my son. Of course I am. I painted the greatest works of art that Arks has ever seen. The Sacrifice of Lucian. My opinion is the only one that matters. They are part of a private collection now, Lord Kem's. Perhaps he'll grant you a viewing, but I doubt. There's a reproduction on display at the cathedral. Not the same as viewing the original, of course, but it gives the great unwashed something to pray for.
A spillage all over the floor.
I've earned good gold in dealings with lizards in the past, but your kind are out of favour with many in Arks. I can't be seen talking to you, appearances and all.
Suspect in Alexander murder found dead in Driftwood. Hear ye, hear ye. Magisters routed. Lord Kem's paladins back in charge. Hear ye, hear ye. Void Woken attacks increase. Citizens warned to be alert. Hear ye, hear ye. Kraken sighted at sea. Several ships missing. Hear ye, hear ye. Magisters colluded with Black Ring. Paladins clean house. Hear ye, hear. Queen Justinia confronts rebel factions. Dwarven Royal stands tall. Paladins promise the Good Counsel School will reopen soon. People respond, now hurry! Hear ye, hear ye! Stranger threatens kid, town crier unhappy!
She sticks her tongue out at you, then gets back to work.
Hear ye, hear ye! Hear ye, hear! Lucian's day arrives! Hopeful pilgrims take the path of blood! Not if you're without sin, it isn't. Hear ye, hear ye! Dwarven wedding interrupted by Voidwoken! Brave dwarves, party on! Hear ye, hear! Cranley Hubert publishes latest edition! New book already out of date! Hear ye, hear ye! That's all the news that's fit to shout!
I welcome newcomers and natives alike. We shall tread. We shall jump.
Paladins promise the Good Counsel School will reopen soon!
You're not another bloody pilgrim, are you? The city's swarming with those tight-fisted bumpkins as it is.
I welcome newcomers and natives alike. We shall tread. We shall jump.
What a pile of junk.
They got damage to the plot. It'll fix up just fine.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
What's going on? I smell terrible things, I do. I smell fear, and blood, and doom, and death, and something else.
Business must be booming for you, all their broken weapons.
Back in business! Thank the gods for Lord Cam, eh? He sorted out them Voidwoken. Now, what'll it be?
Paladins don't need them either. They took the weapons off the dead magisters.
I welcome newcomers and natives
All
alike.
those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
You're either the hunter or the hunted, my friend. Either way, I'll get you situated.
Shoo, you flea bag, shoo! Don't be shy.
I welcome newcomers and natives
Nature
alike.
provides.
We shall tread. We shall jump.
How's the potion business going?
Mixed.
Very funny.
Shoo, you flea bag, shoo!
I welcome newcomers and
Nature
natives alike.
provides.
We shall tread. We shall jump.
Don't be shy.
What a pile of junk.
They got damage to the plot. It'll fix up. Are you ill-equipped for Lucian's day? Nations alike. We shall tread. We shall walk.
You off to hunt, lizard? Better stock up.
What a pile of junk.
They got damage.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
You're either the hunter or the hunted, my friend. Either way, I'll get you situated.
How's the potion business going?
Mixed.
We shall tread. We shall talk.
You are
In
hunter.
Arks for Lucian's Day, are ya?
Look, by all means, but do not touch the merchandise. Human skin's impure oils may taint even the least delicate of my herbs and tinctures.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
I'll give you that.
The elf stands in front of a cart, displaying various sundries.
Don't fret, my friend, and don't falter. You needn't call to Lucian for succour, for I am here to answer your purchasing prayers on this day of celebration.
What you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magistrates. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going on like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Shoo, you flea bag, shoo!
Trouble brewing in the ancient empire. Dallas strengthens border
I
defense.
heard that the paladins killed unarmed magistrates. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going on like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Queen Justinia confronts rebel factions. Dwarven royal stands tall.
Get out of here, you dirty mutt!
Hear ye, hear ye.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magistrates. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going on like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for?
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for? I'm not tricky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Queen Justinia confronts rebel factions. Dwarven royal stands tall.
Shoot, you flea bag, shoot!
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Cranley Hubert publishes latest edition.
Get out of here, you
Hubert
dirty
already
fuck!
out of date.
Roll up, don't be shy!
Queen Justinia confronts rebel factions. Dwarven royal stands tall.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets.
Shoot, you
This
flea
place
bag,
isn't
shoot!
free, not anymore.
Hear ye, hear ye.
How's the potion business going?
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
Bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
I welcome newcomers and natives alike.
I heard
We
that the
should
paladins
trade.
killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the
Shoot, you
streets.
flea bag, shoot!
This place isn't free, not anymore.
Attacks increase. Citizens warned to be alert.
Roll up, don't be shy!
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
Daddy's going to fix you right up. A visitor. Tell me, do you like puppets?
The toy seller nods and smiles, clearly not listening to a word you've said.
Wonderful. Here, take a look at...
The puppet springs to life.
Impressive, no? There's a lot of craftsmanship in that small package. Now, what can I do for you? I haven't had many callers of late, what with all the fuss and hubbub that's been going on outside. Sauce, what else? Each and every one of my darlings has a little bit of magic in them. It turns a mere toy into a friend. I'm on good terms with the Divine Order. They know what my work entails. They've even had use for me in the past. I have nothing to fear from them. Oh, no, not at all. I use only the smallest sprinkle of sauce in my work. I'd hardly think a Voidwoken would set its sights on me and my darlings. Quite. Luckily for me, I have everything I care about right here. Why, I could lose days on end. Welcome to my humble shop. Was there something you desired? Welcome to my humble shop. Was there something you desired? Look at you, beautiful inside and out. Daddy's going to fix you right up.
Broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Daddy's going to fix you.
You've got some fighting, yeah, and I've got what you need. You, eyes over here, yeah? I know she's pretty, but me wife's here to work, not a ghoul cat. Now, what'll it be?
Shoot, you flea bag, shoot!
I'm just the one that hammers and such.
Roll up, don't be shy.
Get yourself geared up.
The business must be booming for you, all their broken weapons.
What's this? I found something.
Alarm! Alarm! Intruder! Alarm! Alarm! Intruder!
You're not supposed to be here. Just what do you think you're doing? My eye, you got lost. What are you really doing up here? You're nothing but a rotten interloper. I won't stand for this.
Intruder! Kill!
Help!
yourself.
Would you like to play?
The desk is locked tight. Instead of a keyhole, there's a gilded inlay that bears an engraving. It was all for you. Beneath this sits a framed square of blank parchment. You take a nearby quill and dip it into an ink. Then you poise it... The spirit looks at you with deepest indignation.
I will tell you nothing. My work is my legacy, and that of my fellows. I will not betray them.
The spirit looks at you with deepest indignation. The desk is locked. You take a nearby quill and dip it. The black inked...
I am alive. I am happy. Play with me.
Cornered.
Focus!
I'm ready. You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight. The desk is locked. You take a nearby quill and dip it into an... The ink is absorbed into the parchment until it vanishes. Somewhere with... Note the blood. Note the blood. The spirit looks at you with deepest...
I will tell you...
Cornered.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares.
This again?
Get moving. It's the busiest day of the year.
Shoot, you flea bag, shoot!
You've got some bite in you, then I've got what you need. You've got some bite in you, then I've got what you need.
Business must be booming for you, all them broken weapons.
Dead magisters don't tend to buy weapons.
Still, the paladins.
Paladins don't need them either. They took the weapons off the dead magisters. You've got some bite in you, then I've got what you need. Sword and shield over here.
Shoot, you flea bag, shoot! Roll up, don't be shy!
Got sword and shield over here.
Roll up, don't be shy! Get out of here, you dirty mutt! Roll up, don't be shy!
Got sword and shield over here. Get yourself geared up.
Business must be booming for you, all them broken weapons.
Dead magisters don't tend to buy weapons.
Still, the paladins.
Paladins don't need them either. They took the weapons off the dead magisters.
Back to refill your quiver, are you?
They got damaged.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
Hunters, I've got the wares you
Browse as you must, but do respect my wares. They are too fragile for coarse fingers.
Nature provides.
I serve all who seek aid, sir.
Bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What are you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks was still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks was still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets.
All those broken arrows.
This place isn't free,
You've got
not
your
anymore.
work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hear ye, hear ye!
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks was still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Trouble brewed in the ancient empire. Lawless strength is holding it back.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks was still a free city, last time I checked.
There's bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Suspect in Alexander murder found dead in driftwoods.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight. Hunters, I've got the wares.
I welcome newcomers and natives alike. We shall trade. We shall talk.
I heard that the paladins killed killed unarmed magistrates. Didn't even let me surrender.
It's too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that?
Arks is still a free city, last time I checked.
In Arks, but look.
The streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
Back in business. Thank the gods for Lord Cam, eh? He sorted out them void woken. Now, what'll it be?
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud. What do you think the paladins would do to us if they heard you going wrong like that? Anything you can off the chest?
Arks is still a free city.
Such a
last time
cruel
I checked.
fall from faith.
Bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
They got damaged.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
I've got what you need.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Come this way.
You want meat and bread? Head to the sewers. Those fancy dwarves down there are gorging on the good stuff.
The man glowers from under his hood. You can't see his eyes, but you know they are trained on you.
You are equipped well enough for a barroom brawl, my friend, but if you strike from the shadows as effectively as you strike in the light, you may find my supplies invaluable. Come this way, but be quick.
The man glowers from under his hood. You can't see his eyes, but you know they are trained on you.
You are equipped well enough. Come this way, but be quick. You need more than wits on these wild streets. over here.
Still, paladin.
And not tricky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Don't be shy.
You've got some bite in you, and I've got what you need.
Get out of here, you dirty mutt.
I welcome newcomers and neighbours alike. We should friends.
We need more than wits on these wild streets. Come here, stranger.
Business must be booming for you, all them broken weapons.
Dead magisters don't tend to fight with
Still, paladins.
paladins don't need them either. They took the weapons off the dead magisters.
Arms still a free set, last time I checked.
Peaceful talks.
Bodies in the streets. This place isn't free, not anymore.
What a pile of junk.
They got damaged in the fight. It'll fix things.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
Nay, Use as you must, but do respect my wares. They are too fragile for coarse fingers.
How's the potion business going?
Mixed.
Hunters,
Very funny.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
Nature provides.
Roll up, don't be shy.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
For your good health.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
Shoo, you flea bag, shoo!
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
Roll up, don't be shy.
What a pile of junk.
They got damage.
Nature provides.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
Don't be shy.
Nature provides.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
Get out of here, you dirty
How's the
mutt.
potion business going?
Mixed.
Very funny.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares you
Don't be
need.
shy. We shall talk.
What a pile of junk.
Who'll pay for all this damage? If those
You're confident. I'll give you that. There's wedding, I'm listening.
I help with
Nathan's alive. We shall tread. We shall talk.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
You've got an ally.
I welcome newcomers and Nathan's alive. We shall tread. We shall talk.
All those broken arrows. You've got your work cut out.
Some are still good. What you looking for?
I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
Newcomers and Nathan's alive. We shall tread. We shall talk.
All I need is sheer the bright and the signs of her news.
friend. We shall talk.
How's the potion business going?
Mixed. All those broken
Very
arrows.
funny.
You've got your work cut out. Some are still good. What you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight through the heart.
Just waiting, I
We shall tread. We shall talk.
all I did was cheer the bride.
The dwarf's armor looks as if it weighs half a ton, yet he moves with alarming ease. You note his insignia, a snarling wolf.
Rouse the shop as you please.
The dwarf stands straight and tall, or at least as tall as a dwarf can manage.
I'm a member of Her Majesty Queen Justinia's Royal Regiment. Special Officer, rank 1, sir. I'm not at liberty to discuss that, sir.
Through his visor, you can only see his eyes. But there's something... The guard's breath catches. He squeezes his eyes shut, blinking away the pain. When he speaks...
Please, stop talking, please. This is the wedding day of the daughter of the merchant Ross. Her Royal Highness Justinia, the breath and balm of Duna, detailed us to protect the guest.
He winces, the pain evident.
We failed. I'm told Justinia is safe. Thank the gods. Though whether she's inside after all the commotion, I can't say. I pray Ross found...
The whole kingdom could have been lost to the Voidwoken there and then.
You and me both, mate. You and me both. You know what the funniest part is? The shop is still open. You believe that?
They kicked me out. Don't they know who I am?
The store's open. Do your shopping.
Should do a stock take. Maybe tidy the shelves. Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry, it's been, quite a day. You need a hand with anything, let me know. You and me both. Worked for Ross for a decade. I'd half expected an invitation of my own. But even with half of Arx lying dead in his garden, he still wants the shop open. Then again, if I'd been at the wedding... The fact that the boss loves counting his pennies is probably the only reason I'm breathing. That said, it doesn't feel right to be hawking wares with that next door. Job's the job, though. Can hardly leave Arx with naught but empty pockets. Oh, of course. You won't find better in all of Arx. I can promise you that. Not bad, eh? Oh.
Nothing is.
All I did was cheer the bride for the size of her nose.
Don't know much. Everyone was out in the garden for the wedding. I was watching the shop and then... Guards were everywhere, but those beasties just cut through them like butter. Boss said to keep the doors open, but truth be told, I feel ill just standing here. By Duna, closing can't come fast enough. Before you go, I should tell you, the boss has certain exclusive wares for a few choice customers. You seem like the type to appreciate such things, thought you'd be interested. Never hurts to take our mind off these terrible times. You'll find we have some interesting special...
Nothing sacred anymore. Or safe.
Whoa, not bad, eh? Take care of yourself.
Garden.
They kicked me out. Don't they know?
Back away from the door.
At the mention of Lohar, she narrows her eyes, suspicious, and then opens the door. With a jerk of her head,
I was hired to guard a wedding. Nobody said anything about fighting monsters.
Voidwoken, here! And who'll clean up that mess in the garden? It'll be me, the new guy.
Nothing's sacred anymore. Or safe. Lucky I was...
My lord, I beg your pardon, but the feast has been cut short due to active gods.
Gods, I am so sorry. How could I have known?
she looks up at you with glassy eyes, wiping her tear-streaked face on one.
A girl's wedding should be the happiest day of her life. I can't accept them. I know you mean well, but how can I celebrate now? Voidwoken on my wedding day.
She turns and waves one timid hand to her husband on the balcony. He offers an apathetic grunt in return. She blinks back tears from her pink-tinged eyes.
Please forgive him. He's broken up. It's a lot to take in. We lost so much in the blink of an eye. I have been feeling peaky lately. My darling said it was the rosy glow of a woman in love. But now, I think it was a warning. A sign of the massacre to come. My poor love. He needs a moment to himself. And who wouldn't? Today should have been so different.
She takes a shuddering breath and idly itches her face. You would expect her cheeks to be ruddy from tears, but they are pale instead, almost translucent, revealing the vessels snaking underneath.
I don't know how this could happen. Who would have seen it coming?
She looks down at her feet. Seeing her blood-spattered wedding slippers, her face crumples and tears spring from her eyes.
I should be so happy. Everybody should be so happy. But before we could even cut our wedding cake, there were Voidwoken everywhere. We barely made it indoors alive. But not everyone was so lucky. I can hardly bear to think of them. Their wives and husbands and children back in the kingdom, left to grieve alone. What are you insinuating? We're merchants, not mystics. You should have seen those void monsters. All that blood, all that death. They didn't just...
She buries her head in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably. The woman cries on.
A dwarf of terrible blood. The Queen's dead father, I presume.
The dwarf stares grimly into space. Rings adorn his fingers, some of which glitter with ornate rose-tinted jewels. You notice one has a gem missing.
If you'll excuse me, I'd just as soon be left with my thoughts. Yes, it's been a horrendous day. Still, it's a fine match. With her assets and my name, that is to say, we will be a force to be reckoned with.
He glances over at his distraught bride as she takes another sip from her goblet.
Events like today's do have a way of putting things in perspective. There's much to be gained from this alliance. It survived the Voidwoken after all. Out with it yet. Old Man Ross left the incident quite unharmed.
Love? Duna's beard. Is that what passes for sense among the lower classes? She's quite enamored with me, of course. I can be, well, but no. In my family, marriage is a more practical matter. Our union means I can continue my work. A job? Oh, please don't be churlish. I'm no dairyman. Potions, which at a sip can heal or kill, can grant strength, speed, or compliance, which have the power to transform base...
He glances across the room, where his betrothed is pouring herself another goblet of wine.
Yes, indeed. Our union will definitely be of value. Even with today's rather dark start.
And how dare you judge me for my actions? What I do here today ensures the survival of my house. It ensures the survival of my work, and I would not give a dog's bark for your opinions. Now leave me be. I would choose the Voidwoken over this company.
The dwarf rubs his temples, his rings glittering rose gold in the light.
What? I bet you heard. I bet everyone is talking about this cursed wedding. Perhaps my warhorse of an aunt is right. Perhaps this is what I get for debasing myself. Still, what's done is done. The marriage is final. That's the important thing.
People die all the time. Weddings aren't exempt. Not even my own. Unfortunately, sometimes people survive beyond their usefulness.
The dwarf turns away from the window, his dark, narrow eyes taking you in for the first time.
And what might you mean by that?
The dwarf is silent for a moment, his head held high as he appraises you.
I see. A little accident concerning Old Man Ross and the will in my own hands. That could indeed be just the ticket. And what would be required of me if such a thing were to happen? What is your price?
Very well. I think 5% should be more than enough compensation. A shame. Still, should you change your mind, you would find me grateful.
The dwarf subtly tries to wave you away, hissing at...
Are you moon-touched? Don't speak to me.
The dwarf subtly tries to wave you...
Are you moon-touched? Don't speak to...
The dwarf stared.
If you'll excuse me, Yes, it's...
He glances up.
Events like... There's much to be... Yet. Old Man Ross...
The dwarf turns away from the window.
And what might you mean by that?
What goes on between me and... Now get out before... What? Are you here to recommend I kill my wife too? Or my aunt? Get away from me.
The dwarf stares grimly into space. Rings adorn his finger.
Events like... There's much to be... Yet.
Old love. But no. In my family, marriage is a more practical matter. Our union means I can continue my work. I appreciate your candor, but please, have a... Not that it matters now.
The groom looks you over with...
No. I don't think you'll be of much use.
He turns back to the window with a... The dwarf subtly tries to wave you away, hissing at you from the side of his mouth.
Are you moon-touched? Don't speak to me.
I hired someone...
Nothing sacred anymore. Or safe.
A well-dressed dwarf paces swiftly around the room. Oh,
yes, thank you for coming. Safe home to you now.
He quickly turns away and casts a worried gaze around the room, counting something on his fingers.
What? Please, this is no time for dark humor. Yes, yes. I see the honesty in your eyes. This news does muddle things a tad. I tell you what, you seem an honourable sort. See Dorian dead and I will meet his offer. All right, fine. Believe me when I say you'll be well rewarded. I suppose I can afford it better than I can afford an enemy at this particular moment. Kill the rat and be quick about it. I don't have the luxury of time.
I was just looking for my husband. He was right here a minute ago.
Where the hell did that Dorian fellow go?
I just turned away to refill my goblet, looked back and he was gone. Can't think of anywhere he'd rather be than here by my side at this terrible time. Perhaps he's at his house near the barracks. Maybe he went there to fetch something to comfort me.
She looks around her, seeming completely lost. She stares at you in horror. You think you see that strange pink tint in her eyes fade a little.
What? No, no, that's not true. That's impossible.
Her eye twitches and her mouth moves silently, but aggressively. It almost looks as if she's having an argument with herself. When she looks up at you again, the pink tint has cleared completely from her eyes.
How could he? How could he? I've got to find my father. I must warn him. He trusted a stranger over his own daughter. I bet his pig knew about my husband before I did too.
She slumps in her seat, looking even more miserable and dejected than ever.
And what would it matter now? If he's not here, he might have gone back to his house by the barracks. I should have known something was up. He never brought me there. But he'd always come back stinking to high heaven of chemicals.
She nods sadly, gaze dropping to
Fighting monsters. I had to call the wedding. Nobody said anything